You know why we're here. It's the reset, and it is time to talk about a huge accomplishment for Brandon Mebane. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's go.
It's the reset with G. Scott.
I know it's been a minute. We back. Cash Stokes.
Was that?
You good?
Well, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, good. I'm good. I'm good. And my man, wait a minute. Let me get this introduction the right way. Our guest hanging out with us, he's always on the show. He is 13-year NFL career, Super Bowl champion, and now the top 50 Seahawks players ever, Brandon Mebane.
Hey.
Bang, what's good, my boy?
Nothing, man. Appreciate that, man. Just want to say, man, thank everybody for, voting for me and appreciate it.
Okay, well, first of all,
Seahawks.
tell us how it went down. We saw on social media that you were
Right.
top 50. How did you find out that you are top 50? And if you all don't know, this is the 50th anniversary of the Seattle Seahawks. All y'all
Yep.
fans has been fans since 1976, even though you was born in 1996. But
I was like, not me.
how did you find out that you were top 50?
So how I found out I was top 50, man, I was actually, man, my nanny was downstairs. My kids was being super loud downstairs. I was in bed trying to take a nap.
What time was it
I
you
didn't
was trying to
sleep
take a nap? What time?
Man, it was probably about 9 a.m. I was like, man, I need to put my sleep apnea mask on, man. I'm like trying to
See,
see my
that's
Darth Vader
that
song, right?
elder stuff right there. But go ahead. Why,
Right.
Babe, why you
So-
always sound like you 50, 60 years old, man? Because Kat was just
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about that.
Man, like, I don't know. You be like 65, like three-piece suit and every time you talk, bro. It's crazy. Like, yeah, it's 9 a.m. Had to get my nap. I was like, 9 a.m.? Like, were you up at 5 playing cards? Like, what's... I'm done. Keep going with the
It
stories.
was a rough day. My 4-year-old, when she about to be 5, she kept coming in the room.
Okay.
And like, so I take her back to her room. She was like doing it like every hour, right? So I was like, dang, man, like, So, finally I had, a little time to give me some peace. And then, when I'm getting to that little zone, that little nap zone, I get a FaceTime from Marshawn. I'm like, man, what money want, man? So money is, live and it's about 50 people around them. I'm like, oh man, I gotta roll up the blind. So I pressed the button, the blinds in my room went up, and I'm like, all right, cool. I said, Sean, what up, man? Act like I wasn't asleep. Right? And he was calling, he was like, man, hey man, I got something for you. I said, man, what you got? He said, man, you made the top 50 Seahawks all time anniversary team. I was like, oh, word? Like me? And he was like, man, come on, man. Been somewhere. And I thought it was a prank. And then he turned the camera around. It was like about 20 cameras on him, and I was like, oh man, like this must be real. He had some Seahawks people in there, of the media department, and it was live, man. I was like, oh, okay, man, that was dope.
So what they going to have y'all do? So you on the anniversary team, top 50. What's next?
That's a good question, man. I think y'all probably know more than I do. Y'all in the Seattle area, man. I think y'all.
I mean, are they going to honor y'all? Are they going to give you a T-shirt? They going to give you a pair of drawers with your
Y'all
name?
gonna play a game? What's up?
We supposed to be. I think we supposed to come to the game where we play Tampa this year.
Oh, that's October 5th.
And then, yeah, so they're gonna have us at that game, and like I said, our itinerary, nothing yet, but it's a dope honor, man. It's real dope.
Bang, what side of the house you at today? Because your internet tripping today.
Yeah, you got that KJ Wi-Fi.
You got that KJ Wi-Fi.
Oh man, no, I'm outside, man.
Oh, you outside? Oh man,
Yeah, I'm outside.
what you outside for?
The house cleaner is cleaning. They're gonna make too much noise, man.
That's respectful. And guess what? He finally got himself a house cleaner. Isn't that great? He talked about how he didn't do that when he was in the league. He got that now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you moving up.
All right. It's time to talk football.
Let's
Let's get it.
Let's talk about the Seahawks. They have finished mini camp and everything. OTAs are over with. The next time they get together will be when they meet for training camp. Training camp starts at the end of July, so they got a little bit of a
6 weeks
break.
away. Yeah.
Kat, let's start off with you. Let me ask you, are there anything that you want that's on your mind? Anything that you and your friends been talking about? Are there any concerns? You are going up the bat first. What's up?
I'll say what I'm looking forward to first, what I'm anticipating. I'm going to talk big. I think the defense this year has a chance to it's not a curse, but in my head, I've been thinking to break the yoke of the Legion of Boom legacy that has been like kind of hovering over our defense, how we've compared them to the past seasons. I think this defense has a chance to finally make a name and shake for themselves. Now, after I've celebrated them, I'm now going to say my concern. My concern is this offense. It's not the O-line. I feel like there's actually more people on the O-line that have stuck around that we know this year, but this receiving and this quarterback dynamic right here, that's what I'm a little concerned about. I don't know. Marquez Valdez, MVS, that's what we're going to say. MVS, I'm excited to see how we're going to use him. Is he going to be a DK replacement? But yeah, we saw how it affected our team when DK wasn't on the field. So I can keep going, but those are my concerns. It's the quarterback and receiver relationship this year. What about you?
Bang, can you do anything to address that? And by the way, if you're listening right now, what are your concerns? And do you agree with Kat? Bang. Kat said right now, her concern right now is the quarterback and the wide receivers.
One way you can address that, man. Call Philly.
Yes.
And go get AJ Green, man. Hey, that's one dude. If you want to read on the sideline, you read. AJ Brown.
Yeah. You've been really no. But real quick with AJ Brown, this is something that you have been saying since the draft, Bang.
Since the draft, yeah.
Why do you keep getting on that? Are you saying that because you really do have concern with the wide receiver core they have now? Is that why?
Well, you got to look at it like this. A.J. Brown is a type of receiver that he can generate a lot of attention. Right now, looking at the Seahawks roster, they don't really have a receiver that's going to generate attention.
Well, what about Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Well, those two guys right now that they have on the roster are guys that benefit from other guys' number one receivers that generate the attention.
Yeah.
So that's how they get off, right? Mm-hmm. That's how they make they presence in the field known, right? So what happened so funny?
You gotta get him. He's gonna get me in trouble, man. You gotta get him.
Did I say so?
You always do.
You just talking, man.
So wait. I want to ask this though, and this is a question that needs to be all over. Is Jackson Smith and Jigba a number one receiver?
I would say he has potential to be. I would give him about another 2-3 more years.
What? We ain't got time for that.
I wouldn't give him that number one receiver right now. I like his game, great player, but he's still developing. He's still growing. Just keep going. I'm not saying he's not a great player, but I think he needs a number one receiver next to him to help him develop into becoming a number one receiver. I think he has potential to be a number one receiver, but I wouldn't see it right now.
Does having Cooper Kupp help?
Are the same type of level receivers.
That JSN and Cooper Kupp, you guys are saying, are the same type of receiver, and that's what Cooper Kupp is. If Cooper Kupp can get back to 2021 Cooper Kupp, does that? As a matter of fact, do you think that that's the only way that the Seahawks are successful?
But we got to understand what Cooper Kupp had that was on our roster, right? in that same season, he had who do you have? He had Deshaun Jackson that could stretch the field. And then when Deshaun left, he had Odell Beckham that could also stretch the field, run the whole route tree. Two dynamic receivers. So he didn't have to be the number one receiver. He was the guy that you send in motion. You couldn't guard him in the slot. You couldn't put a linebacker on him. You couldn't put a safety on him. You rarely nickel on him. It's not too many nickels that can guard the slot receivers very well. And yeah, that guy, he also had a great supporting cast. In order to be a good football player, I don't care who you are, you got to have a supporting cast around
Well,
you. Hey, what do we always go back and say? What did Chris Clemens say? I'm David Ruffin, and these are the Temptations. Hey, you need it, man.
Okay, now
lead singer, man. Every group got a
We need a lead
singer.
singer.
G. Come
That's
on.
what he's saying.
you need a lead. Oh, okay, well, real quick before we get off the topic of wide receivers, I am going into the season believing and thinking that JSN is David Ruffin's. I'm going into the season believing that Jackson Smith and Jigba is a number one. Because here's the truth. Okay, so if you're listening right now and you're like, G, I don't agree with you. Okay, that's fair. We can both agree to disagree. I'll say this. If Jackson Smith and Jigba is not a number one this year, then the Seahawks are going to struggle.
Oh, for sure. I'll agree with you on that.
If you guys are saying, and if you think that he's not the number one, then the Seahawks are going to be worse than what you think they're going to be. He has to be the number one receiver. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Geno's gone, DK's gone, and Tyler Lockett's gone. You just don't replace them with somebody not being the number one. So I think the idea by the Seahawks is, I think John Schneider, Mike McDonald, Seahawks brass, I think they think like I think. They think that he is a number one.
A trade is coming. A trade is coming, G.
Why do you think a trade is coming?
G. It's coming. It happened. If you think about it, it happened like the past years in a row. It's been a trade in the Seahawks organization before the trade deadline.
No. Hey, that's happened. I remember when Jermaine Kearse got traded.
Yeah.
I remember he got traded. He thought everything was cool and bloop. So you're not wrong there. So that is a potential and a possibility.
Hey, man.
But I want to talk about the defense. And Kat mentioned something. And by the way, on paper, a lot of people believe. I look, defensively, I think like, wow, good stuff. But is there something to be said about like no matter how good or how potentially good they might look, it's always going to be compared to Mebane and his brothers on the field. It's always going to be compared to the Legion of Boom. How do we get out of that, Bane? How do we get out of that conversation? Cam is gone. Earl is gone. Sherm is gone. Bane is gone. Avrill's gone.
Hey, man, I still look young, though.
But you say old stuff.
Body might not, be there, man. I'm 40, but hey, I don't look 40. I look good, man.
You better talk your talk, hey, talk. Let them know. Let them know.
Hey, I think, just like with the 85 Bears, right? After the 85 Bears, it's always been talk of like, defense. They done had some great defenses, right? But did they win the Super Bowl? No, obviously they didn't, right? Even like when we played them back in like 08, I believe 09, they had like one of the best defenses in the NFL.
When y'all had them nasty uniforms at home, you remember that?
Talking about the green top?
The green, yeah. I remember that game like it was yesterday.
Oh man, yeah, that's just something. That's just the nature of the beast, man. It's like you always going to be compared to if you had something great in the organization, you always going to be, or can they live up to that expectations? But what we had on our team also too that like I'm mentioning, we had a great run game on offense, and we had a phenomenal passing game. When we needed a big play, it was being made. So, we were able to be who we were on defense because of how our offense were performing as well, and special teams as well too. Them great kicks, them great punts that we was getting, from my man John Ryan. Hey man, he was putting us in some great field positions, and he was putting the other team in some messed up situations to where it was like, oh man, this cake. Ain't play down in here. So it's a team.
Shout out John Ryan. John
Yes,
John
sir.
Ryan, punter. Mebane, you ever seen a more buff punter in your life than John Ryan?
You must.
Why was
No,
he
I
so?
haven't.
Why was he so
Hey,
damn
he might-
buff?
I don't know. He looked like he's buffer now though than he was when
I
he was
know.
Oh,
I
for
know.
real?
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
looked good now. He looked
Yeah.
he looked good. Looked like he can
Yeah.
still play. Speaking of the run game, y'all good? Run game, it's interesting. I'm glad Mebane brought that up.
Yeah.
Because the run game, let's be real, running the ball sets up everything. You got to be able to run the ball, move the chains, all that, 3rd down and 2, you know what I'm saying, that kind of deal. Setting up situations where you have a short, manageable 2nd down when you're being able to run the ball. Are you all okay and ready to go with this run game with the Seahawks? Kat?
I am. I'm excited. Just the same type of emphasis you had for JSN having his number 1 year. I think Kenny
Oh.
has to have that. He has the athleticism. He has when he starts running, bro, that speed, no, he has it. It's just we haven't been able due to injury, due to I'm not gonna say the taboo word, but the O-line not getting in the pocket and stuff, not getting in the pocket, not breaking into the gap.
Right.
I really think it should be his year. And I was like, if he is able to put up numbers like a Marshawn, we will see I don't think we'll have to lean on so much as JSN as much. And I think Kenny's more due than JSN is for a cash-in season. That's my opinion.
Right.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm gonna keep it simple. You know what I'm gonna say, G. Quarterback, get up under that center, put him in there, and let's roll.
You say get up under the center what?
Not that shotgun. I hate shotgun.
Yeah.
Put that fullback in there. Hey.
Hey.
Blue 42. Blue 42. Hey. Come on now. Keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. Stop out of trying to trick everybody, Keep it simple.
Yeah. Well,
That's deep.
This offense, a lot of things, it feels like one stream of income.
Oh, where are you going with this?
Oh, geez, come
In
on.
2025, if you are walking around with only one stream of income, you're taking a chance on a decision being made to where you that close to being broke. If you only have one today, you see what I'm saying? It's hard out here. And what I mean by that is it feels like for the Seahawks on offense, it feels like one stream of income, meaning everything has to go right. JSN needs to be number 1. Kenny Walker the third, K9, needs to play an entire season, right? Sam Darnold needs to repeat what he did last year. So it feels like there are a lot of things where the offense is being called upon to play better than we've ever seen. Like, we need Jackson Smith and Jigba to have a better year than he had last year. We need K9 to have a better year than he had last year.
I got a question for y'all. Now, do y'all think that with Sam Darnold had his success in Minnesota, right? Do y'all think they're going to run those similar type plays that they ran in Minnesota in Seattle? What's y'all take on that? What do you think?
I don't know because I don't know. I think they'd have to be a little different. I mean, at least not starting out because the receiver room ain't Minnesota, at least not yet. Not game 1 against the rival 49ers. That's going to happen. They're not there yet. Run game. Like it feels like for Sam Darnold in Minnesota, he came into something that all you had to do was just turn the light switch on. Mm-hmm. Would y'all agree?
Yeah.
That's what Sam Darnold had to do last year. Sam Darnold is coming here, learning a new system, new city, the nucleus of the wide receivers has changed. There's all types of things that's happening, and I just feel like, now, I'm not saying it can't be done. I just feel like the learning curve has to happen sooner rather than later. Like, it's got to happen. You got the 49ers week 1. Then you go on the road to, and I told y'all, Aaron Rodgers was going to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So everybody before Aaron Rodgers was like, oh, it's the Steelers. And I'm like, no, it's still a 10 a.m. game. And Mebane explained to us what goes into those long East Coast games.
Yeah.
But now it's one with Aaron Rodgers.
And he also, one thing he has to deal with too, that he having career is he got to deal with throwing a wet ball, releasing a wet ball, because it's always raining.
Is playing in the snow versus the rain different? Like I would not know.
Oh,
Definitely, yeah.
definitely. It's so different. The snow is like playing in sand, and the rain is like swimming.
Bang, was that game against the Minnesota Vikings? Was that game, were you cold?
Oh, that was awful. It was awful. I'm glad we won the game, but it was awful. Was it negative 22 or 25?
Right.
That was horrible.
Did you?
Yeah, man, that was.
Did you? Did you put any Diddy oil on your body?
Whoa.
Because a lot of times they said you put oil. They say you put on some lotion and it help you.
No, this is what some guys was doing. This helped. Some guys, those little shots on the plane with little Jack Daniels and stuff. You drink that, like 1 or 2 of those before games.
Y'all was getting lit before the game. Okay, that's what's casual. So y'all be popping it on the plane and then go play.
Wait, people was really popping bottles?
And also Jack Daniels. Sorry,
but they like that small. This not like no big. This is not gonna get you. It just get you get you warm. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Listen, but Bang, how much alcohol do you think it takes to get you warm?
I'm about to say, as a future bartender, that's a symptom of getting drunk. Is I'm warm.
So Bang, so how many bottles would that be? I mean, like, let's just take you in your playing time. How many pounds were you? 300?
That was 325 at that time.
So you 325. How many of those little bottles would it take for to get 325 warm?
Probably. Well, get warm. I'll say maybe 1 or 2.
Hey, Paul, edit button.
Oh my God!
I was like, any number that starts with a 6 is already crazy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, you started at 6.
Yeah. Man, y'all silly, man.
He said,
he got himself.
Before we go, Trey Hendrickson, right now, look, it's been word that it's a possibility that the Cincinnati Bengals defensive end will be paying him. I don't know between now and between this podcast coming out, so it might end up being outdated if they sign him. But there's a lot of people that would love to trade for Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals. Is Trey Hendrickson the best defensive end in the game?
I would say he's a top 5, but I think the number 1 defensive end in the game is Myles Garrett. Yeah, that dude. Man, I'm not big on numbers, but since he's been in the league, man, he's been over consistent. Like it's he's like that.
Hey man,
he like that.
Hey, he a big dude, and I'm gonna look at the camera and I'm gonna say this. Hey, Cat, listen. I ran into that dude in Vegas, Myles Garrett, and I was with my wife, and I had me and my wife and him in the same presence. Do you know how insecure I was to be around that man? You know how uncomfortable I was? Me, my wife, where I think I'm the man.
Yeah.
But I see this big old figure in the room. I was uncomfortable.
Man,
That's real.
look
Ben,
like
you
an
ever been in
action
that
figure, huh?
situation, bro, where you been a little uncomfortable around somebody, a little intimidated, you and your wife together, and some big celebrity walk in the room, and you think maybe your wife might be looking?
Nah, I don't go nowhere. G, I don't be around that, man. I'm a house body, man.
You don't go
Oh
nowhere, Ben.
nah,
You ain't.
nowhere.
He's trying
I
to say
don't
his
go
house
no.
big.
No, stop, yo. No, man.
No,
Oh man.
but back to Trey Hendrickson. Would you be okay trading for him, Cat?
Me?
Would you be okay? Because right now it's been rumored. It's rumored right now that the Cincinnati Bengals are considering paying that man $40 a season. And so I just want to know if Seahawks fans. Let me just say it right now. I got PTSD when it comes to this topic and big trades like this because of Jamal Adams. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go through that again. I'm not trying to say how that trade went. I just don't want that, Bang, Cat.
Yeah.
If somebody wants him, they'll have to give up probably about 2 first rounders, a third, and a second. Yeah, you gonna have to give up some. You got to give up a lot, and you got to give them a new deal too, because you know often when you get traded, you got a new deal coming in the all season. So yeah, you got to give up a lot of draft picks. And I don't know if a lot of teams are probably willing to do that right now at this point.
Cat, you want to do that? You want to do that with the Seahawks?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know much about his stats, so I can't speak on playing. But just what's been surrounding him and what comes with him, I would say no. Just what comes in the locker room with him.
And by the way, here's my theory on that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. When you play and when the Legion of Boom was here, outside of Chris Clemens, which, by the way, previous 4 seasons in a row, 10 sacks or more, you guys, nobody was blowing off the charts with sacks. By the way, DNs get judged by their sacks.
Yeah,
I think that's
we had before Clem, Kearney was defensive player of the year.
You know what? I'm glad you brought my point that I'm gonna make. You ready for this, y'all?
Yeah.
When you have a DN that is getting all of these sacks, most of the time the team ain't that good.
I'm going to have to look at that.
Think about it now. Now, Bang, you taught me this. If you have this one guy that's getting all these sacks, then guess what? Then usually the defense is that the better the defense, the more evenly spread out the sacks are. Think about that. Okay, speaking of Kearney he did do it. Oh no, they actually made the playoffs when he did it that year, though.
We went around to Green Bay that year.
Yeah, and then
that was my first time seeing snow that when I went to Green Bay ever in my life.
first time in your life. The first time you ever
till-
seen snow?
Yeah, like I can pick it up and throw it at somebody.
You didn't go to
I
school.
seen it on TV.
You didn't go to school with no snow.
He from LA.
Gee, I'm from where it never rained, man. Come on, G.
Yeah, I was like, they live in a desert.
Oh, I thought there was snow at Crenshaw.
What?
Oh man.
I thought it snowed sometime in LA. That's all.
You know, that's another conversation.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Look, man. There's a lot. We're gonna have a lot to talk about this upcoming season, but more importantly, Bang, how it feel, man? How does it feel to be top 50? Answer that for everybody. Top 50 Seahawk player of all time. How does it feel?
Man, it's dope, man. You know, I love the guys I played with that was before me, and I was like, man, I feel like a lot of guys that I played with, I was like, damn, they was deserving of it too, man. That's a lot of people, man, that played in that organization that I made it and they didn't make it. And I was like, ooh, man, some talented dudes, man. But no, it was definitely a blessing, man. I'm thankful for it, man. And it haven't really hit me yet. I think once I go to that game where they're honoring us, I think I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, nice, yeah,
I,
because it's been a while. See,
yeah.
it's been a while, man. Since I've been up on the field, man.
I'll do this. At first,
Mm,
I was gonna put together a list of players that I think should have made it, and I was gonna put a list of me, y'all know G. I was gonna just put together, and I felt like, nah, this list will get me in trouble. So instead of making a list, I'm just gonna say this right here, Mebane. I'm glad you made this list. You deserved it. I think there's one other person
yeah.
that I feel that his career is almost sometimes similar to yours, even though, of course, you played longer. And the reason why I'm bringing his name up is this. You literally cannot talk about the greatest plays in Seahawk history without mentioning this person's name. This person has the most touchdowns in postseason play. It's hard for me to not see Jermaine Kearse on this list.
Mm,
I mean, like,
yeah,
if you guys, I think Jermaine Kearse
yeah,
is very much an underrated player on this team. Like, you literally cannot tell a story. Somehow you have to
yeah,
bring up. Look at the
No,
highlights.
he's clutch.
Look at how
yeah.
clutch this dude has
Jermaine,
been.
hey, I would say this: Jermaine Curse, if he was to play baseball, he would be. He had some clutch catches, man. When we was making our runs. Yeah, I believe he could play. He could play a two sport.
I,
I feel like he could play baseball.
I'm gonna say one last thing, and I know Paul wants us to shut up, but I'm glad you brought up baseball. I'd
Yeah.
argue, I'd argue that Jermaine Kearse's career with the Seahawks mirrors Derek Jeter. And what I mean by that
Whoa.
is this. Sure, when it's playoff time and it's October, Derek Jeter is the best in the world. But he was the most underwhelming player in baseball history during the regular season. And I said what I said. Jermaine Kearse during the playoffs, when it's time and you need that dude,
You need that, yeah.
Jermaine Kearse
Yeah.
was the Derek Jeter of Seahawks playoffs. Cut that one, video man.
Bars.
All right. Bang, we gotta go, man. We go.
All right,
Obviously,
man,
you
y'all
still
take
getting
care.
you still getting your house clean. Any last words before we go?
Nah. I got a story, man, but it's off topic though.
No.
It ain't.
What's the story?
It's a street story, man.
A street story? What happened
Yeah,
in the streets?
me and my brother were talking about it yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Y'all want to hear it?
How long we got,
Y'all
Paul?
got time?
Let it ride. Go ahead.
All right, so check this out. So it was summertime. It was about July, June. The street lights was on, right?
Yeah.
So where we grew up. If you watch Boys in the Hood, and when Ricky scored the touchdown, right across the street, my grandparents' house is next door to that, right? So, mind you, I'm on the other side of the street on the Crenshaw High School side, right? And my house, me and my brother, we outside playing. It's dark, and we throwing stuff at each other. So my brother, he threw something at me. I dashed across the street, and I'm hanging over there by the light pole, right? And so he dashed and he jumped over the fence, and I'm like, dang, I'm about to go get him. But a car was creeping up. And the car that was creeping up, it looked like the beat up car from Menace to Society when they was about to shoot Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that, raggedy, beat up, like
Was it
needed a paint
red?
job.
Was it red?
No, it wasn't red. It was like an old brown. It was dusty,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So it was three dudes in there, and it was creeping up, and I was like, "Oh my god, here we go!" Right? So the dude stuck his head out the window. I was like, "Hey, homie, you want some eggs?" And threw the eggs at me. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, "Oh!" Dashing right, and I ran behind the car, and they sped off.
Yeah.
And I was like, man. I was like, man, God had his hand on me and my brother, man. I'm telling you, man, there was some times, bro, where it was like, man, he kept us out. He kept us out of harm's way.
Now, Bane, before we go, I just want you
Yeah.
to know this is why we love you so much. Because you see
Yeah.
how honest you were in that story? I know some people that would have lied about that. Ain't no way in the world they would have set up the Boys in the Hood. They would have set up the car from Menace to Society, and they would have set up somebody looking out the window, and they looked at you, and they said, and they threw 3 eggs at you. Ain't no way. People would put so
Hey,
much extra sauce on that rice.
Eggs.
Huh?
Hey, they wouldn't boiled eggs.
They would, yeah.
Them eggs had yolk in it.
All right. Well, we got to go.
Yeah.
Kat, any last words?
Next time, I just want to know what inspired you to tell us that story. That's all. That's for next
Man,
episode.
I don't know, man. I just want to tell that story, man, because
Kat,
it was just random. I'll be random.
That's
Sorry,
okay.
man.
as y'all know, Kat, are you considered Gen Z or Gen Alpha?
I'm Gen Z elder. Yes, I'm a
Gen Z elder.
97, baby, the start of it. What's up?
Okay, so I got a question. Do sometimes do you hear us older folks talk? Do y'all young folks be like just shaking your head?
Yeah, but I think it goes vice versa. You hear us talk. I don't talk like a Gen Zer, like for real. If I was talking like I'd be like, clock this. All right, here, this T. Like, I don't talk like that. I got an old soul, so.
That's true.
Yeah, but
right.
yeah, I do.
Oh man. All right, we gotta
the
go.
whole story.
Tell your mama I said hi.
My mama say hi.
Oh, she said hi?
She say hi.
I know you listen. What's up, mama? You good? All right, Bang. We'll do this next week, my boy.
I'll let y'all.
Yeah, but we gonna find out why he told that damn story. Hey, look, we gonna do this again. Hey, like and subscribe. We appreciate you rocking with us. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.